Hey guys, it's Martin Cliff here. How you doing? In this video we're going to look at using a compressor pedal, in this case a Suhr Koji comp, and an overdrive pedal, in this case a Suhr Shiba drive, together, and the combination and the effect they have on each other. So that's my clean, unaffected tone. I'm playing Snowy, and which is Ibanez JS100, D-Sonic from Damasio, and Norton from Damasio. My amp is an Agnator tweaker. And in this first instance we're running the compressor into the overdrive pedal. So the compressor on its own is all about reducing the dynamic range, so bringing the single notes up and the chords down, and it impacts the way you pick. I've done quite a detailed demo video on this pedal. The Shiba drive on its own very dynamic, tube-like overdrive, very amp-like sounding. So if we run a compressor into an overdrive, what's happening? Bear in mind an overdrive pedal is already compressing your signal. Well, a compressor will give you more sustain going in and maybe a bit more level. Certainly as your note tails off, it'll tail off slower. So let's hear that in effect. So it's reducing how the overdrive pedal responds to the pick and to the guitar volume by compressing that signal down, but it's giving us more sustain as a result. So neither is it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's not how I choose to run it. So let's look at the other option. If we're not going to run compressor into overdrive, let's investigate running overdrive into compressor. Okay, so the pedals are unchanged except for the order they're in. Now this time, if I add the compressor, what that gives me is that the compressor is compressing down the overdrive signal, so it's having less of an impact in a sense. But what it's doing is it's still doing its job of pulling up the single notes and pulling down the chords, and it kind of means that I can get away with being a little bit less careful with my level control on my drive pedal, still giving me the extra sustain. But what's cool about running it this way is because the overdrive pedal is so responsive to picking dynamics, I can play more gently and I'll get a cleaner sound, but still with a decent level because the compressor's increasing the level afterwards. And if I even roll the guitar volume down, So that means, as I say, when I turned off the compressor for my lead part, it lost some of the body because single notes are quieter than chords. That's in their nature. But the compressor after the overdrive means that the overdrive will respond to how I play, and then the compressor will balance it all out nicely, which is my way of doing things. It's not just my way of doing things, it's something that I learnt from looking at the rig of Trey Anastasio from Fish, who uses 2 tube screamers into a Ross compressor. Now the Shiba drive is similar to the tube screamer, but it's kind of it's more suited to kind of how I like to hear overdrive, so that fills that need. The Koji comp is much sort of more a versatile compressor than the old Ross compressor pedals, which only had 2 knobs and were kind of noisy and kind of sketchy. So it's kind of a more modern take on that, but it works for me, and it gives me that great balance of having a pedal that responds to how I play, but keeping my level up so that I can punch through the mix. Okay, I hope that's been of interest to you. Until next time, I've been Martin Cliff. Take care, and I'll see you soon.